Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about with Audacity is going to seem pretty simple and pretty silly, but it's kind of important, and that is saving and naming your project files. It's something that kind of gets overlooked a lot of times. And first thing I'm going to do is start up Audacity. And this is really something you should do with any program that you're using, any project you're working on, not just Audacity. So when Audacity starts up, we get this little window, this little welcome window, and it says it's how to get help. Gives you some links, some very handy links to find quick help or the manual or an online forum. But the whole purpose of this video is that you can skip all that, hopefully. Okay, so we can just hit OK. So anytime you're working on a project, whether it's in Audacity or some other program, you should get in the habit of the first thing you do is save the file, save the project, and name it and pay attention to where you're saving it. It sounds very silly, but it's something I see jam people up all the time. They do all this work and they just let the program auto save or something, and it just gets saved as document 01. And later on, they're trying to find the thing they did, and they have 100 files named document 01. So the first thing you want to do is save your project. So if we come up here and we look, we've got the little Audacity symbol in the corner, and then right next to it is the name Audacity. In this particular program, that is actually the file name. It's not just the name of the program. So if you look up here and you see it just says Audacity, it means this project has not been saved yet. Okay, so first thing we want to do is save it. And when we save it, this will change to the name of the file. So if we go to File, come down to Save Project, I like to use Save As, not just Save, because save, if you don't know the difference between save and save as, save will automatically overwrite an existing file. Save as will not. So I generally try to get in the habit of doing save as, and then later on, as I'm working, I can just keep hitting save and it'll just keep overwriting my project it'll keep updating the project. I hit save as. Now, Audacity gives you this handy little warning which says save project is for an Audacity project, not an audio file. Okay, and I'll talk more about what that means and why that's important. But first, we're just going to click OK, and we will save this. Our window comes up. Now, I believe when you install Audacity, it automatically puts a folder into your documents folder on your computer. I could be wrong. I may have put this in myself and forgotten, but I'm pretty sure Audacity does it automatically. Okay, so if you want, you can just save your project in there, or if you want to create a projects folder somewhere separate, you can. The file, that type of file management stuff is up to you. I'm just going to use this Audacity folder. So I'll click on that and then come down here. You put your file name in, and again, come up with a name that means something. So I'm going to call this tutorial 01. Okay. And then as you can see down here, file type is an Audacity project. It's a .aup file. So that's what that warning was telling you about. What you're saving, you're not saving an MP3, you're not saving a WAV file or anything like that. You're just saving the project file. All right. And I will talk about that. So let's just hit save. Okay. And now if we look up here, you can see my name changed. It's now tutorial 01. There's my project. Now what I want to show you is what Audacity does when you save your project. So if I come down here into look at my folder system, and I come over here to my documents, right? And here's my Audacity folder on my documents folder. And I open that up. Now you'll see Audacity created two things. We have this, all right, which is tutorial 01. It's got the little Audacity logo next to it. And its file type is an Audacity project file, okay? And then it also created this folder, tutorial 01 _ data. So why does it create these two things? Well, if we go over here, I'm going to open Audacity back up. Now, anytime we come over here and we hit record, what will happen is it will save the audio file into this data file. Now, the thing to realize is that this project file is just a bunch of data. It's not any actual media. It's not audio or anything like that. What it essentially is going to be a series of instructions that connect to the data files, the audio files that live in this folder, okay? Here's a way to think about it. If you think about making a playlist on iTunes or something like that, when you pull a bunch of songs from a bunch of different albums and you create a playlist, iTunes isn't creating new media files. That playlist is essentially just a series of links back to the audio files in like your music folder. It's not creating new versions of those songs. Okay, it's just a list of instructions that say, play this song, play that song in this order. Okay, it's not creating new versions of the song every time you create a new playlist. And that's essentially what this project file is. It's kind of like a playlist. Okay, you're going to create a series of instructions when you edit your audio in Audacity. You know, if you cut and chop and paste or adjust volume, anything like that, the project file is going to create a series of instructions that are linked to the audio files that live in this folder, okay? So the reason that's important, and it's important to know where all this stuff lives, like right now it's on my PC, my documents, in this Audacity folder. The reason that's important is if for some reason you decided you wanted to work on this project in a different computer, okay? If you just take this file, this project file, say, and copy it over to a flash drive or something, and then take it to another computer and you open this file up, you're going to get all kinds of error messages because it's not going to know where the data is unless you copy the data with it, okay? So it's important to understand that relationship and to know where your data files live. Now, Audacity will keep track of that for you. Once you save this project and it creates this project and it creates this data file, you don't have to worry about it too much, okay? Then when you're working in Audacity, every time you save your project, it will update all that information. And every time you hit record, it will just automatically save into that data file. You don't have to manually save the audio files. Okay, that's part of what the program does. It keeps track of that stuff for you. That's the important part, why it's important to save your project and name your project and understand where you're saving things. Okay, so you can find it later. All right, so now we're going to move on and we'll actually record some stuff.